him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-cub, it's time for the only news that matters. And it's Belcher bashing time. Hell yeah. Yeah, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Sammy Hagar Belcher has released a personal new single, Encore, Thank You, Good Night, via Big Machine Rock. The track, a melodic rock anthem, it says here, written by Belcher and guitarist Joe Satriani, was inspired by a dream and brought to reality by introspective lyrics, powerful chords, and rhythm guitars and drums. The single is now available globally across all platforms, accompanied by an official lyric video on YouTube. Inspired by a vivid dream Hagar had about the late Eddie Van Halen, the song marks a full circle moment in his storied career. Encore Thank You Good Night features Hagar and Belcher on vocals, Michael Anthony on bass, Joe Satriani on guitar, and Kenny Aronoff on drums. The production, handled by Belcher, Satriani, and Eric Cowlex, delivered a sound that is at once nostalgic and forward-looking. What the fuck? According to Hagar Belcher, the dream that sparked the song came about a year after Eddie's passing and left a lasting impact. Rather than being a somber farewell, the song is a celebration and expression of appreciation for the fans and for the unforgettable chapter that they shared in Vangina. He says, the song is my final bow to that part of my life. It's not meant to be anything any more than a thank you, with love, with respect, with one hell of a guitar solo. By the way, the guitar solo was from Joe Satriani, where Hagar said when Chickenfoot started was way better than Eddie Van Halen. He doesn't say that anymore. Hagar also shared that Satriani's contribution to the track brought a unique emotional energy. Said Joe was the perfect partner to help me shape the sound. He brought in that big emotional guitar-driven energy that feels like Eddie's spirit, but entirely of Joe's creation. With Michael Anthony's thunderous bass and stellar Van Halen-esque backing vocals and Kenny Aronoff's relentless, powerful driving rhythms, the song came together on all levels. Speaking to Rolling Stone, Hagar said that he came up with Encore Thank You Good Night through a dream he had in 2020 in which he reunited with his late Van Halen bandmate, Eddie Van Halen. He had a guitar around his neck, Belcher said, and we were having a love fest since we hadn't seen each other in a long time. And he just started playing this riff and I started singing. Belcher said it was inspired to write a song after he woke from the dream with the band in his head, with the music in his head. He said, I just grabbed a pad and pencil and I got my iPhone, my wife screaming, what are you doing? And I said, writing a song. It just kept coming and coming, and when I got up the next day, I grabbed my guitar and started figuring out the chords. That was 100% a communication from beyond. There is no question about it. Oh my God, yeah, okay. Yeah. Sure the guy wrote a song with Eddie in his dream. And by the way, he did announce that he's going to be doing Flying High again at the Black Sabbath Final Crap. That's going to suck. But yeah, and he also came out saying, oh, I miss Eddie Van after the final tour, they never ever hung out. That whole, it was a love fest before he died with text messages and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, why didn't he ever say, come on, hang out? He didn't want to, But yeah, sure, he wrote a song with Sammy Belcher. Yes, and I knew they were going to premiere the song today. That's why I didn't put this news story up yet, because I wanted to hear the song. You never know, I might like it. So I put it on, and I'm like, hey, I'm liking this. The little intro guitar thing, I like a lot. Then it goes into like some hard rock, decent hard rock. Sammy Belcher comes in, and he's not that annoying yet. Couple lines. I mean, it's not as good as the intro. And then it just gets worse. It goes on into these little changes that are just terrible. And the solo's nothing to write home about, Sammy, I don't get it, man. But I don't get Joe Satriani. I think the greatest thing Joe Satriani ever did was the intro to this song. Seriously. I own Surfing with the Alien. I don't put it on much. But as far as this guy, man, in this song, he wrote it in a dream. And the song turned out to be a nightmare. But that's to be expected, And yeah, he contradicts himself once again. He shows what a liar he is by saying that Eddie Van Halen came into his dream and they wrote a song together. Then he says Joe Satriani wrote all the guitar parts. So I guess they wrote a song together in his dream and they didn't use the song. Sure. Eddie Van Halen entered his dream. That's bullshit. I'll tell you the truth. The truth is Eddie Van Halen came in my dream. And not only did I write a song with him, I wrote a whole album with him. Now, we did argue about a little because I thought the song titles were a little long, but man, when Eddie wants his shit, we're going to do it. We got to do it his way. So yeah, we wrote 10 songs and 3 bonus tracks. And I think they're great songs, actually. All right, the first song is called Belcher Can't Drive 55. He also can't write lyrics because he sucks. I was like, Eddie, that's a little too long. He's like, no, keep it. I was like, all right, bro, you're the boss. The second track we wrote is I did not write a song with Belcher in his dream. I saved writing songs in my dreams to the only news that matters. I was like, damn, that, I may think it's a little too long, but hey, he loves the only news that matters. What can I say? All right, number 3, he says, in the 90s, I caught herpes, but I got rid of it when I fired Belcher. He was my herpes. I was like, damn, dude, that's a long title, but whatever. All right, the fourth song is called The 3 Things I Love the Most. Wolfie, my music, and the only news that matters. I gotta say, that's my favorite song we wrote. That one. All right, then, by the way, I woke up, I had to take a piss. When I came back, he was still waiting for me. He was there in my dream. All right, the next song we wrote, number 5, the 5th song is We Sold More with David Lee Roth and had the most successful tours with David Lee Roth. I was like, all right, okay. It's factual, so I might as well put it on here. Number 6, F you, Sammy Belcher. And that one I had a fight with him. We got to shorten the title because it went on way too long. I convinced him. F you, Sammy Belcher. And I got to say, it's my favorite. It's my second favorite song we wrote. All right, the 7th song is Why Would I Enter a Dream of a Guy That Would Say This?
Fuck you, Eddie Van Halen.
I gotta say, he does have a point there, Anyway, and the 7th song we wrote, the 8th song we wrote is David Lee Roth is a prick, but not at the level of that backstabbing piece of used toilet paper, Sammy Belcher. He sucks. That one I didn't argue with him. I said, yeah, keep it that long. I like the flow of that title. All right, the 9th song we wrote was I Can't Believe I Am Writing a Song with Dr. Fuck. I gotta say, I feel the same way. Eddie is my favorite guitar player, and it is an honor for him to write these songs with me in my dream. Yes, from beyond. Seriously. Anyway, that is the album, but there's 3 bonus tracks. The first bonus track is called F.U. Sammy Belcher Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. The 12th song is called Cabo Wabo These Nuts. That should have been on the album. That's the best of the bonus tracks. And the last one is F.U. Sammy Death Metal Remix. So there you go, man. I got to get together with Joe Satriani and write these songs. Because according to Sammy Belcher, he's better than Eddie. But what do you all think of this bullshit? Seriously, come on. Who the hell? Leave it in the comments below. Who would actually believe for a second this shit's true? It took Eddie to die for him to enter his dream from beyond. Yeah. Eddie would go to Sammy out of all the people. The backstabbing, wrote so much crap about him in his book to sell books. He fucking threw him under the bus. Where, Eddie Van Halen, I'm sure, is just like Alex. All right. I'll try to stay cool, but I don't want to be this dickhead's friend. Alex is showing it. And Eddie showed it too. Eddie never asked him to come hang out. But what do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob. Belcher blows.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.